Hi, let's learn how to farm. Note, in the beginning of your game, it is strongly recommended to do foraging and fishing instead of initially farming, as it will take longer to farm. Once you have a decent amount of food on hand, then break into the farming industry. First, there are 8 types of crops: carrot, corn, cotton, flax, potato, pumpkin, turnip, and wheat. One thing about flax is if you harvest it, you get flax fiber, which you can then use to make twine or clothing. And cotton can also be used in this way. And as you can see here, cloth can be used to make different kinds of armor. And cloth is required for a lot of different kinds of armor, so it's not a bad idea to have a lot of it. Now, in order to start planting these different types of crops, you need to have the corresponding seed. So if you want to plant potatoes, you'd better have potato seeds. Now when you start the game, you start with some seeds, which you can view by clicking on raw resources, then scrolling to seeds. So if you have potato and carrot seeds, then plant those. But I want to plant cotton and turnip seeds, not potato seeds, because I don't like potatoes. Then you'd need to buy those seeds from a merchant, which can be very expensive. There's also a chance that the farmer will randomly get the seed you want from farming, but that may take a while. On to farming. First, make sure you have a hoe. Haha, there are different types of hoes. The better ones naturally do a better job. As you can see, the regular stone hoe doesn't require that much in terms of material or skill, but the more advanced ones do. Second, either pick a farmer or assign a farmer from one of your settlers. Next, select the farming tool and plot out the area you'd like to farm. Farming doesn't just generate food but seeds as well. As such, farmers treat seed generation as pretty important, as you'll need seeds to replenish your crops after you've harvested them, which farmers do automatically but not always in the same amounts. If you run out of seeds, your crop is out of luck. In Europe, the layout of your farm matters somewhat as well. According to the updates as of 1.5, it is now much more beneficial to have smaller farms when you wish to harvest food over seeds. The opposite is also true, designating larger farms if you wish to harvest more seeds to provide for that larger farm space. So, generally speaking, smaller farms for more efficient food generation, and larger farms once you're more secure with the farming system and want or need more seeds. So let's use the farming tool to click and drag a farming area. Let's do 3 by 6, so a 3 by 6 farm, and that's it. Your farmer will now automatically begin farming. Now it may take some time before you actually get any food, as they have to hoe it, plant it, and harvest it. This goes back to why it's important to have a decent supply of food before you start farming, and not after, because if you do it after, you're gonna have a bad time. Farmers will increase their farming level the more they farm. This will let them farm faster. Once you get more and more food, you'll naturally need more storage to store that food. So bust out the old carpenter and lay down some food crates or food barrels. Food barrels require a standard ingot, so make sure you have one before you build it. Here are some things you can do with farming. One thing I like to do is fenced in farming, where is like you have a farm and then you fence it around, but you don't put a fence, you put like concrete. Yeah, concrete or fieldstone or whatever you want really. And I like this because it keeps out, discourages, or at least puts up a token defense against enemies. Just simply build around your farming area like a courtyard, and that should be, at least something. And as you can see here, the skeleton guy, he can't get in, so yeah. He clearly doesn't get paid enough, or maybe he's, doesn't have health insurance, so he doesn't want to break anything if he climbs over, so you got that going for you. Underground farming. This is possible. Just make sure you're underground, and all you have to do is build dirt blocks, and this will be treated, it doesn't need sun or anything, so that should be fine. Then just designate the area as a farming area, and your farmers will farm it. Just remember that farmers will need to go and get tools and store food and, different things like that, so it's best to have those kinds of storage relatively nearby to maximize efficiency. Vertical farming. Build your farm vertically. Similar to building underground, just use dirt blocks where you'd like to farm and then build. And as you can see here, I built a little vertical farm. It's not that pretty, but it gets the point across, and that's all you gotta do. Thank you, and that's it. If you like it, like the video and subscribe if you want. You don't have to, just, if you want. If you harvest it, it gives you flax fiber. And from this flax fiber, to harvest more seeds to provide for that larger farm area. Space. And larger farms once you're more comfortable with... comfortable?